Well, welcome everyone. I see that we have somebody interested in graphic design and nursing. I saw that. If you want to put in the Q&A what you are majoring in or thinking about majoring. By the way, students, it's okay to be undeclared if you're not sure what you want to do. Okay, Fresno State does accept undeclared majors, which means you'll go for maybe 3 semesters and then decide on what you want to do. That's perfectly natural. In fact, that's what happened to me. Uh, Now, what's interesting is that we have certain ideas in our mind, and we said we're going to major in something, and then you find out that it's a little bit it's a little bit different when you get to study that major. So it's okay to change your major and come in as undeclared. I'm here with 2 other colleagues, and that's Leanne. And Leanne's with us, and also Richard Partida. Rich Partida's with us. Hi, Rich. How are you? I see that you're on your microphones.
Yeah. Hello. Hello, everybody. Glad to be with you today.
Thank you, Rich. And Rich's expertise is in engineering, and he also in mathematics. And we have Leanne with us today. Hi, Leanne.
Hi, Rick.
And Leanne has 2 areas of expertise, and one is arts and humanities. That's her graphic design. We have a graphic design with us, a student interested in graphic design, Leanne. And the other area is business. So welcome to Rich and Leanne. Okay, so we're gonna go, and we're gonna go through this pretty quick. I know we have about 45 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, and we'll get you to the next class. That's me. I'm sorry that I didn't put the others in there. And the reason why there's 4 Bulldogs is because I went to Fresno State. My wife went to Fresno State. My 2 sons, my oldest son went to Fresno State. My son is currently at Fresno State. So that's why we have 4 Bulldogs there. This is my information, and this website is very important to all of you. This is gotofresnostate.com. This is where you can make an appointment with us. You can find out our deadlines. By the way, the deadline to apply to the CSU is December 4th. Okay, so it's open right now, and we have workshops daily. So you can look at this website, and if you need help with your application, or if you want to get a review of your application, you certainly can go to this website. Okay, I think I have one tomorrow, in fact. Okay. Oh, we have an open house, a virtual open house. I seen this last night. It's going to be good. It's some of you went to the Tulare County or the Tulare County Open House. Some of you went to the Visalia Parent Night. This is kind of in the same lines, where it's going to have valuable information, and you're going to be able to talk to our our college recruiters. See, the reason why I say college recruiters is because in a university, there's colleges within the university. And so I mentioned 3 of them already. Leanne, what are those colleges? Can you just repeat what those 8 colleges are at Fresno State?
Yes, that's Lyles College of Engineering, and then we also have the College of Arts and Humanities. We also have our Jordan College of Science and Technology, and then we also have Science and Math, as well as our Social Science, and also our College of Health and Human Services. And Business. Can't forget business.
Yeah, that's your area. Yeah, Fresno State has an awesome program in business. So we're having an open house November 5th. You can register right now for it right here. So you can just copy this, take a picture of it, screenshot, and you could join us. Okay, we like to have, oh, you get to meet the dog. Victory is going to be there. Our president's going to be there. And those of you who like gaming, we're going to have our new esports team at 7:30 that night do a demonstration. So it's going to be fun. This is our campus, and some of you may have been to Fresno State campus, maybe a football game, maybe the Save Mart Center, but we're going to talk about these all the facilities we have at Fresno State here, and you're going to find out that you can even watch movies at Fresno State. So we're going to talk about our academic highlights, our campus highlights, and our college admissions. When we get to certain areas like engineering, business, and arts and humanities, Leanne and Rich are going to join us. Okay, so let's take a look at some Fresno State spirit here. And can you hear this, Leanne?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay, thank you for watching that. Rich, I know that always fires you up, being a big Bulldog fan.
Sure does.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to talk about Fresno State highlights, and it says choosing a college, but we're going to really speak about these highlights at Fresno State. It's our president, Dr. Joseph Castro, and Dr. Joseph Castro is now going to be the chancellor for the entire CSU. The California State University system has 23 campuses, and it's the largest system in the country. So we're part of that, and we're so proud of Dr. Castro, and he's done some amazing things here at Fresno State, and he's going to do some amazing things at the next level. Here's our student body. Actually, Paige, this has changed. We have 25,000 something now.
That's a lot of growth. That's a big
Yes.
campus.
Yes, that is a big campus. And so I have to get the number to you, but it's 25 something now. Okay, so you'll see that undergraduates, that's getting your bachelor degree. Undergraduates mean your bachelor's. That's 88.7%. And full-time enrollment means that you're taking 12 units or more. You get a unit per class, kind of like in high school. So if you take sociology, introduction to sociology, that's 3 units. You take chemistry, a little bit more requirement, that's 5 units. You take PE class, that's 1 unit. But they average around 3 units. And here's our student to faculty ratio, men, women here ratio, and only 3% of our classes hold over 100 students. So there's a lot of buildings here at Fresno State. Last time I counted, it was 54 buildings, but there are not too many big classrooms, which is good for you. And our campus proper, that's where the campus is at, the classrooms and so forth, is 388 acres. And we have the largest on-campus farm laboratory in the country with over 1,000 acres, and we have over 300 student organizations. Here's some of our rankings recently. Washington Monthly ranked us number 26 in social mobility, and this means that students that come to Fresno State do really well in their careers. And look who else is on this list. You have MIT, you have Stanford at number 1, you have the 6 UCs, 6 Ivy Leagues, so we're very proud of this ranking. This here, it has to do with, we're ranked number 3 in this, and this is graduation performance, okay? And this is taking students and doing really well with the students based upon, so they're coming in with as good students and they leave as even better students in the terms, and this has to do in terms with social mobility also. And this is another ranking, and this has to do with money. Okay, so U.S. News again ranked this number 6 for the 2nd consecutive year, and this has to do with the amount of student loans you have to pay after you graduate. That's what this has to do. So the average is around 30. Look at ours, about half of that. So it's a very good value. By the way, we have the lowest tuition costs in the CSU. And then Money Magazine again ranked this, well, we improved there now from 11 to 7 for, look at this, where students beat the odds by doing better than they would be expected from their academic and economic backgrounds. That's that added value you get at Fresno State. Okay, so also Firetail is a educational institute in London. They based on these things, and they ranked us in their class of 2030, and that's to have a global impact. And look at these rankings. So Fresno State does study abroad in 52 other countries and 149 other institutions. You name it, we probably have it. So that we have a global impact at Fresno State, because in our ag program, in our engineering program Without Borders, we have students going all over the world making an impact. This is also in 2016, we were classified as a doctoral university, which means that, well, what this means is that we're graduating people at a higher level than other doctoral programs, and we have 3 of them actually. So Carnegie ranked us there. And then we have a lot of technology at Fresno State. So the Discovery E program, you could check out a laptop, you can check out a hotspot, you can check out an iPad, and then we have this other program that is really important to students. It's called Porto. See these? These are all computer programs and applications that you would get in a computer lab at Fresno State. Now you can get all these online. That is amazing. So instead of coming here at 10 o'clock at night and so forth, which because we're a closed campus right now, we're doing everything online this semester. You can get all of these here. Our student housing, we have student housing. We have our university housing right on campus. This is right by our office actually, and they have social distancing right now. Next year, hopefully everything will be back to normal. This is our campus. And our campus, I mentioned earlier that we have 388 acres. Well, that's just this part. And this is how big Bulldog Stadium, which is, Rich, this is the largest stadium on the CSU, right?
That is correct.
And even with the new stadium at San Diego State, this one is still bigger, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Theirs was off campus before, and they're trying to build one on campus.
Yeah, I think that this one holds over 41,000. I think their new one's around 35, I guess. But this is the big campus. Look how big Bulldog Stadium is. And that's our baseball diamond here. And that's our soccer field and so forth. Here's a practice. But this is where all your campus is at. This is where you take it. Unless you're ag, you'll be working out here somewhere. So this is Campus Point right here. This is where our movie theaters are. Yes, we have movie theaters. This is Save Mart Center. And the rest is our ag land. Now we also have experimental range on the way to Yosemite. That's 4,500 acres, and we also have 1100 acres that we run cattle in by Table Mountain, and that's actually leased. So you're familiar with Fresno, you're familiar with this area, but many people don't know that we're the 5th most populated city in California. So we're slightly bigger than or more populated than Sacramento, and Sacramento's their metropolitan area is bigger, but our city is actually bigger. Okay, now these are our backyards, and they're more than backyards. We call them the 3 greatest backyards in the world because there's classes up here. So there's a field trip in environmental sciences. It's called EES 50 is the class name, and you can go to all 3 in one class. You take field trips up there. There's another one where you go to Sequoia. There's a Sierra Trek one. I actually went on that one where you get to backpack in Kings Canyon and Sequoia. And then there's a mineral class that goes all the way to Death Valley, which they're looking at, and that's geology, focused on geology. I took that class also. It's a blast. We saw these pupfish. There's not too much water in the desert, right? So the pupfish swim on their side. It was amazing. Let's see. Oh, Rich, I don't have, let's see, I don't have this. You want to talk about this club?
Yes. So we have a skiing club here at Fresno State. So it's usually, I think Rick will probably go into a little bit later, intramural sports. So they also have clubs and intramural sports that are for Fresno State students. They also have a discount package that goes up to China Peak. And so you can ski and learn how to ski at a discount rate. But like I said, it's right in our backyard. It's only about an hour away. My son, who's a rec major, he actually went up there for actually a class. So he actually got units for a class to go snowboarding. Okay, so and it did count towards his major, believe it or not. So it's right there in our backyard. It's also you can go during the summertime, the springtime as well. They have hiking trails and biking trails. If you go up in there, they got the bike. You'll see the mountain bikes. That's very heavily ridden up in that area, and there's also places to hike, and there's waterfalls and all kinds of beautiful areas up there to picnic and just hang out. So it's right, and again, it's really close to Fresno State. Thanks, Rick.
You mentioned your son's a rec major. What is rec?
So there's areas of recreation. You have recreation management. Sometimes they'll do events, plan events. Others, there's recreational therapy, where they'll help people through recreation rehab certain injuries and so forth. And his is adventure rec. So he wants to be kind of a park ranger, that kind of thing, a naturalist kind of thing. So he's really enjoying it. He can't wait till the COVID gets over, so he can actually get back with his classmates and go. Like Rick mentioned, there was the classes up there. He also did a 2-day class at Sequoia National Park as well.
That's thank you, Rich. Okay. This is our student union, and there's a lot to do here. Uh, First of all, you see the bowling alley. Yeah, that's going to stay because that's going to stay, and I'll tell you why I said that. That's going to stay. We also have Panda Express. We have a bank there. It's the bottom level of our 3-story bookstore. We have Juice It Up. Did I miss, Leanne? Did I miss anything? Let's see.
Subway, did you get Subway?
Oh no, I didn't get
Yeah, we
Subway.
got Subway.
Yeah, I didn't get
And
Subway.
then also Fresno State Snack Bar.
Oh, you could buy the Fresno State ice cream there too.
Uh-huh.
Fresno
Yep.
State makes delicious. And you know what's funny is those nap pods. Students, you could reserve a room and take a nap in it, in a nap pod. Looked like a little spaceship. You stay in there, put your earbuds on, and you're good. You could actually reserve that. Leanne, I got to get a picture of that because that's pretty. Yeah. Okay. This is our new student union. That's why I said it's going to stay there. So we're going to have 2 student unions actually, and this is going to be. By the time you get here, it should be done already. We're looking at August 2021 to have it done. It's huge. We took a video tour of it. It's amazing. And see right over here where the bull, that's going to be your welcome center. That's where you're going to get to come in and get all your questions answered. So we're really looking forward to this. Right behind our office that we're currently in. Our library is ranked 25th in the nation in 2015, the last time they did this ranking. And this library the ranking is amazing libraries. It is amazing. Now, if you haven't been to our library, that's going to be one of the stops right now. When we open up, you're going to have a lot of, it's going to be the hub of campus, the library is, okay? It is the hub of campus. But let me explain something to you. See where she's at right here? Those are movable bookshelf units. Of course, they're not movable. She's standing in them because they'll crush her, so they can't move when somebody's in there. But see this right back here? There's another one because there's several rows in here. But there are over 20 miles of bookshelves in the bottom floor alone of our library. Like I said, it's ranked 25th in the country. So it has the largest installation of compact movable bookshelf units, public access in the country. You see the number of collections. Let's get right to it. You can check out laptops, like I said. You can check out up to 50 books. We have the largest children's book library in the CSU. We have the largest music library in the CSU. We have the largest sheet music library in the CSU. Look at that. We subscribe to over 100,000 magazines, and each one has a RF tag. You want to talk about that, Rich? Because that's a little bit about engineering.
Oh, the tags?
Yeah, the RF tag, the antenna.
Yeah, the RF tags. That means they can actually, as well as saying they put in a book, and they can actually find you if you haven't turned it in yet. They kind of know it, or if you need it for, let's say, engineering, or you're doing research. Okay, you just go up to the librarian, you just have a certain tag, they can find that book for you. Okay, so when I was at Fresno State in mathematics, I was a mathematics major. We didn't have those, so we had to almost look for them manually, and sometimes some people wouldn't even turn in their books, and so they would just be lost. So we want to make sure it's easy to check out and make sure it's easy to return as well. Did I answer that, Rick?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. And let's see, tutoring services, we're a state and federal depository. Not every library qualifies for that. We have the Central Valley Political Archive. We also have it's not on here, but we have the Philip Levine Library, which is just right outside, actually. But it's a huge library. And Viticulture Enology Library, the only one. Viticulture is growing grapes, enology is making wine. And okay, so on the Peace Garden right outside, see, here's the one side of the library. This is the only place where you have Dr. King, Cesar Chavez, and Mahatma Gandhi in the same courtyard. And this is Jane Addams. We just had a celebration with her. She did women's rights to vote, and alternative education. So this is really exciting. Oh, okay. So I'll turn this over to Rich. And Rich, explain this picture.
So what people don't believe how well Victor E. He's our live mascot. People don't know how well he's taken care of. So he has his own Lexus, okay? So that's what he travels in. Okay. He also has his own golf cart that is air conditioned. Okay. So we have a handler that takes care of him. I almost thought about leaving my job here and taking care of the dog. They pay really well to take care of him. And so again, he's very important, very special to our university. So again, he's very well taken care of. You can see, and no one gets to ride in that golf cart except Victor E. and his handlers.
Victory also has his own student ID card, and he has a statue. We have the Bulldog has a statue that's in our athletic village. Here's graduation. There's timeout. That's our mascot. That's our live mascot, the guy in the suit, and that's Victory when he was a puppy. And that's Night of the Champions, celebrating our athletes. So now we also have the Smith Camp Alumni House. That's a premier alumni house in the CSU, and you're looking at 40 students. Should be 40 in here that are part of our honors college. Now we have honors programs in business, and we have honors programs in engineering. Okay, the honors program here, this is an honors college, which means that we do more than just pay your tuition, because all these students are going to school free, tuition free, but there's also, they get to live in the dorms if they want. They also are the first to register for classes. They can graduate with honors. Rich and Leanne, I'm going to give you just a few maybe a minute or less to talk about their honors program in your colleges. You want to go first, Rich, and then Leanne?
Okay, so our honors, it's very competitive. Okay, most of the students are very, they have to do an application, very good grades, and it gives them a lot of benefits in the Lyles College of Engineering.
Leanne?
Yes, Rick. So for Craig School of Business, we offer the Business Scholars opportunity, and it's basically a scholarship that also allows students to be an ambassador for Craig School of Business. And so for first-time freshman students, they have a really great amount of scholarship that's given to a candidate who is selected, and that's up to $20,000. And they also, again, they serve as an ambassador for the Craig School of Business, so they also get work experience as well too.
Thank you, Leanne. And this is Smith Camp, so this is any major, including business and engineering. Now, I was going to ask Ms. Leverin, how much time do we have?
We have another 30 minutes if you need it.
Oh, we'll take it. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Okay. This is really interesting. Danielle Richmond, she's on our golf team. She's a Rhodes Scholar finalist. What a Rhodes Scholar is, through Oxford University, they offer the best students free to come study with them. Well, it's not completely free because there's an investment you have to make, but most of it is free. And the Rhodes Scholars through Oxford University, this is probably the most prestigious. Give you an idea of what Danielle's caliber is. There's been only one president of the United States that's been a Rhodes Scholar. So this tells you where she's at academically. She doubled major, which you can do. You can double major at Fresno State. So you see with her major, she has one in a bachelor's in political science and a bachelor's in history. Okay. All right. So this is, some legacies. This is Colonel Nagel. He was a commander of the space station, German space station. This is Colonel Rick Husband. He was a commander of the Space Shuttle Columbia that disintegrated on the way back. Unfortunately, those lives were lost, but he was able to get 80 experiments back to Fresno State. This is research. There's a lot of research to be done at Fresno State at the undergraduate level. And these students are making plastics out of nuts and orange and lemon peels. They're making plastic bags. See what happens in their civil engineering majors. So in roads, you notice when it rains, it never floods the freeway because there's these massive pumps underneath and they pump out water really fast. So, but the plastic bags get in there. So now they're just biodegradable. They disintegrate. We also have the new diagnostic lab for milk. Fresno State has been, one time we led the country 7 years in a row for pounds of production in milk. So our students milk every day at 2 p.m. and 2 a.m. even holidays. So we have a big dairy. We're very happy with this. Those of you who want to study radio and television, I know that this is part of the College of Arts and Humanities. This is the global news network. There's 14 universities involved in it. Fresno State has hosted it twice so far. And if you want to go into television, you want to go to broadcast journalism, you'll have an opportunity to do a global show on this if you want to do that. Okay. Bulldog success. So Rich, we have drones, about 30 drones last time I checked, right? And they didn't fix that car, right? They built it.
Yeah, they built it. They sure did. And then a lot of the drones, sometimes people don't understand that we fly a lot of them in Madera County just because we have we have to get a lot of permission because of the major airport we have here in Fresno. So we have a little location, a little runway, just across just when we get into the county of Madera.
Yeah, and one of our students, he made a drone that goes in a hostage situation and scans for guns and sends back the images to police so they know what they're dealing with. There's a lot of applications. Those of you who want to study, I know we had somebody in nursing. We have a lot of opportunities for nursing's in the college, in the School of Nursing. Biology, which Dr. Jason Bush is, he's in that biology department. They're doing some amazing research. He hired 42 students to study 3 types of cancer in farm working women, and 20 of them so far, I have to go and talk to them again. At least 20 of them are in med school. The other ones are in master programs and PhD programs. So like I said, there's a lot of undergraduate research. Speaking of research, if you like physics, this is the CERN, okay? So this is CERN. This is where, I don't know if you've seen Angels and Demons, but this is the God particle in Switzerland. And so our Fresno State students have been there since its inception of the Atlas program, but look who else is there. And these students are right into the chamber part of it. These students are studying microgravity, kidney function and plant life in zero gravity. And so they're floating, actually. How do they do that? They take a jet almost to outer space, then they come down and simulate zero gravity. You guys, if you like creative writing, this is the place. There's been 24 poet laureates in the history of this country. 2 of them have taught at Fresno State. I mentioned Philip Levine here, and this is Juan Felipe Herrera. And he's still around. He's retired, but he still comes to campus. Hey, the person who invented Bluetooth is Fresno State Electrical Engineering, James Kardash. Our art students, we have a Smithsonian display. This display in the I can't say it now, Smithsonian. And now you might think art, well, am I going to get a job or whatever? When people are successful, guess what they do? They go see people sing, they go see people play, they go see art, okay? Leanne, Leanne has an art degree, and Leanne, I just wanted to have your comments on this.
I do, yeah. That was one thing that I did think about is, what type of career I would be able to get into. And so there's really a lot. You can work for a museum, you can work as an art teacher, which was originally my plan. And here I am as a counselor, helping students, make a decision about their education. And so it definitely does teach you a lot about the detail of things that you see, and also it helps you to be able to critique and think more deeply about stuff. So it's a great field and it's very fun. And I highly recommend somebody who is interested and passionate about arts to definitely pursue that field.
Art's amazing. And when I took an art class, I learned how to look at art. There's a way of looking. You have to be educated in certain ways to really do appreciation of it. We have a lot of student organizations. Like I said, we have over 300, and we have Abundant Student Life. These are the Native American students that are starting their graduation ceremony and issuing a feather to all graduates. This is fun. Oh gosh, Dr. Torres took our Los Danzantes Folklorico group to Mexico, and they came in second in national competition. And this was a while ago. This was in 2005, but they're still getting recognized for it. So what happened is that they no longer let Americans go to Mexico and compete. because we were doing so good. We placed at the highest we placed was second. And also you get units. This is the only academic program. Our Bulldog Rodeo team last year had 6 national qualifiers in our team, roping and barrels. This is our ROTC. We have 2. We have Army, we have Air Force, ROTC. In 2000, I can't remember, about 5 years ago, this was the high flight award in the country. And at the same time, we had our #1 cadet in the country. The Save Mart Center, some of you may have been to the Save Mart Center. It was built in 2003, but the Save Mart Center is the largest arena on the West Coast of any university, indoor arena. And if you have a center stage, that's over 18,000 people we could put in. And this is the rec center that you get in free. And we're going to talk about those things. So that's part of our campus. You see, these are some of the groups, and there's so many we put in. But the record was Justin Bieber, who sold out in 4 minutes. And George Lopez has the largest crowd. And Elton John did his last touring concert here at Fresno State. So I hope you know who Elton John is, okay? So I don't want to date. I watch the Rolling Stones and the Who, and you guys may not know who those are. And Bob Dylan, okay? So anyway, there's a lot. Hey, Rich, the Save Mart Center wasn't built when you were here. Leanne, did you go to the Save Mart Center ceremony? Or was yours outside?
It was actually inside.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Save Mart Center. This is where you graduate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's President Castro.
Yeah, my daughter graduated inside. Yep.
Okay, good.
Just a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's fun, and you come out to these tunnels, so it's really a blast. The rec center, Rich, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, so the rec center is a place where students can go free. It's also has treadmills, an indoor track. You can play racquetball, you can play smash ball, you can rent a basketball court. So it's free to Fresno State students. You just showed your ID card. They also have events. Sometimes they'll have intramural games there as well. They'll have dodgeball tournaments. They'll have basketball tournaments, 3-on-3, maybe 6-foot and under league. So all kinds of different events. So they also have classes in spin, yoga. So whatever you instead of spending money at a health club, has a health club, the feel and the facility, and has all the machines and everything you would get at a health club, and it's free for students.
That's right, free. Okay, so there's a lot of leadership at Fresno State. That any student could join the ASI leadership program. Many colleges have leadership. I know business, you have leadership. Business and engineering, they do something really interesting. They have programs on how to dine in public. That is true, because you're going to be interviewing with some people with a lot of money, and they might have a restaurant or a lunch meeting with you. And so we even teach you how to dine in public. I remember I was in Europe and I left my fork and knife on my plate at 4 o'clock, and they took my plate away. And I didn't know that was the symbol for you're done. So I had food on it, but I had no idea. They took my plate away because I gave that symbol. You're going to learn where to put your napkin when you sit up, when you leave, all this stuff. But this ropes course is a different type of leadership. This is team building. First of all, to be, because we've done this, all of us have done this. The key thing about team building is you have to trust yourself first, and before you trust others. That's actually on campus. So look at that. That's with the recreation department again. This is our Jordan Agricultural Research Center. This is the largest research building in the CSU. And there's no desk because the faculty are just doing research, and you'll see all these things that are going on. Okay. I don't know if we have any ag majors in here, but entomology, study of bugs. We have pest control management here at Fresno State. Our bugs eat our grapes. We bring in a tree that attracts wasps that eats the bugs that eat our grapes. So that's the type of pest control management. Campus Point. This is where our movie theaters are, 16-plex Maya Cinemas. We have Stone Cold Creamery. We have Wahoo's. We have Pyology there. We have the Five Burger. Leanne, what's your favorite place here?
Let me see.
I know Rich's, right, Rich?
Yeah, I'd have to say the Cold Stone Creamery. Yeah.
Yeah. And Rich, I know what yours is.
Yeah, I'm either at I'm usually at Wahoo's. So Wahoo's or Mad Duck.
Yep, that's right. So this is Fresno State campus actually, and there's our cheerleaders over here. And sometimes we have events. We even have the Bulldog Express. It's our bus system here at Fresno State. We have our farm market. Now we sell everything. By the way, students, if you want to, everything that's grown at Fresno State we sell, but we sell also something that you have to take a look at is our corn, and you've probably seen it on the news, and it's so many people come to that. We have to have security to hold the lines because people want to buy the corn. We've done over 65 flavors of ice cream so far. We own Tahitian vanilla. The Tahitian vanilla, the 65 aren't there in one time. They're just different things. And then we sell our wine there also. So the only thing that's not Fresno State is the Pepsi products that we have. And over here, we sell plants over there on this part. This is Gibson Market. This is our farm here. We have orchards. You see the map of our farm. We have equine. So we have equestrian and we also have equine. There's our dairy. This is our enology program. We're the first university. Now, Rich, we were saying we're the first university in the nation to have a commercial winery. That means we have our label. That means we bottle. And we bottle the wine, we label it. See, other universities, if they don't have a commercial license, which we're the only one in California that does, we're the first in the country, but they have to dump theirs or label or use Gallo or somebody else. We have our own label. That's what that means. Now, Rich, we thought it was only the first in the country, but we talked to Dr. Montgomery, right?
Yep, and as a nation, we also can it. So we also have our tailgate in cans as well. So they started experimenting canning wine. So we do that here with our own label as well.
And Mr. Montgomery was saying it was the first in the world, first commercial winery in the world at a university. There's some of our awards. They have a barrel room, which is, Rich, it's getting pretty full, right?
Sure is.
Look how much money is in here. So let's say this is a 60-gallon barrel. Now, Rich, you're a math major, so you can help me out, okay? And you get 5 bottles per barrel. So what's that, 300?
Mm-hmm.
Five bottles
no,
per
5
gallon.
bottles
5 bottles per gallon times
per
60,
gallon.
right? And just think if that wine sold for $10 or $15 or $20. There's a lot of money in there per barrel. We do French oak, we do European oak and American oak barrels. And don't ask for a barrel because these cost around $1,200 each. Okay, so they're not going to give it to you. We're going to bypass this one, Life as a Bulldog here, and maybe use it later on because I want to get to just a few more things, and then we're going to talk to you about your majors. Okay, so this is our study abroad. This is not all of them, just a few. We do have 52. Okay, here's our sports. These are all our Fresno State sports. By the way, our Fresno State gear, the Fresno State shirts that you buy at the store, you see people wearing, that's 5th in the nation in sales, 5th in the country, in the state in sales, and 59th in the country in sales. Fresno State gear is. We see them all over. And Bulldog Pride, we're just going to go through these things. Oh, we have the largest student marching band in California. Now, Stanford, UCLA, USC, and Cal, they have bigger bands. The reason why is because they allow alumni to march. We don't. We only allow current students. These are all current students. So that's the largest current student marching band. Derek Carr, Tailgate, Bulldog Stadium, again, the largest on the CSU campus. And then these are cheerleaders, but we also have Run for Victory for incoming students. So in fall 2021, if we're all normal again, you guys get to run on the field. The first game, that's tradition. And then our band, we're the only university that has a blimp, actually. Student section in the football games and some other sports. The first statue of a college baseball coach is our women's and equestrian, first in the state, our aquatic center, and some intramural sports here. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go, and a lot of you are talking about admissions and so forth. Make sure you're following your college prep. We might come back to this if we have time, but I want to go and make sure you talk to your counselor, college prep, 2.5 minimum. Okay, that's what you have to have. But that doesn't mean you're getting into programs, because what is engineering going to be? About 2.8, 2.9, Rich, to get in? Somewhere around there. So we're going to have, the majors might jump up, but the minimum's 2.5. Okay. I'm going to go here. Critical dates. December 4th is the last day to submit an application. Okay, that's important. And then we have our open house coming up that we're going to talk about. So here's what I want to talk about. And I'm going to, Paige, I'm going to ask you a question, a little bit, somewhat of a personal question. Oh, here are the colleges that Leanne talked about here. And each one of the majors are in, these are the departments, and they're in each major. Okay, so we're going to talk about this in a little bit. We have 70 bachelor degrees, 70 of these majors, and we're going to talk about what is your interest. And I think I saw graphic design. Graphic design is really interesting because you're going to work with Dr. Valencia, and he's a semiologist. And I studied semiology also. Semiology is what symbols and colors mean. And as a graphic designer, you want to find that out. Let's put it this way. I don't think I have a bulldog coming up. No, I don't have the bulldog, the 4-paw bulldog, the kind that's on our shirts. Just think of the Fresno State Bulldog was light blue. It would mean something different. Red means aggressive, passion. It means danger. So that symbol, the bulldog, which is well liked. Just again, it's that symbol not because it's a bulldog, but also the color. So that's what semiology means. You notice that in society, we always go to the lowest common denominator of semiology. That's why your bathrooms have somebody in a dress and somebody wearing pants. So anybody could understand that. All right. So here's what we're going to talk about. And I apologize for this skewed. It looks a little bit different. But right now, what you want to do is your bachelor's. And that's what you get at Fresno State. So we had nursing, I believe. I can't remember. I have to go back and look at the chat. Let's see. Graphic design, nursing. And if you want to put yours in the question and answer, you can, the Q&A. Your major. So first you get your bachelor's, then you can get your master's after you get your bachelor's, and the PhD, see that means a doctorate. So that's a PhD in, well, let me back up. Your bachelor's, academia is divided between arts and sciences. Okay, so if you study engineering, that's a science. Wait, let's put it this way. If you studied political science, that's an art because you have different opinions. If you study art, that's an art. If you study history, that's an art because you are getting educated and making an educated opinion about something. Now, if you study math, that's a science. 8 + 8 is 16. There's no debate. So nursing is a science. Graphic design is an art. Okay, because somebody could look at your graphic design and say, hey, that's wonderful. Or somebody could say, it's not that good. That's their educated opinion about something. But you're going to have your degree in this. And so you'll have more foundation of determining what is effective and what's not. But in nursing, we don't want your opinion. If the medical doctor says, give this patient 10 cc's, you give them 10 cc's. Okay, if there's certain symptoms, you treat those symptoms. You don't want an engineering student to say, hey, I think that bridge is going to work. No, you want their math. So that's what the art and science is in academia. And then it's okay to come to school. I'm going to go back to this one. Oh, I'll just leave it here. It's okay. So after you get your bachelor's, you can get your master's, an MA or MS. You're doing your thesis. A thesis is using your information, your research with somebody else's research. So if you want to find out if air pollution is affecting crop yields, okay, you don't grow and hold the wand for 50 years. You look at data and you also do a small experiment yourself. Okay, and that's your thesis. Your PhD, you're doing a dissertation. That's adding to your field. So my friend Dr. Bruce Chatterton has his PhD, Philosophy and the Doctrine of Mathematics, PhD, and he invented a new way of doing division. Your professional degrees are going to be being a medical doctor, being a lawyer, being a pharmacist, where you go to medical school, you go to law school, and then you take the bar in law school. See, there's a test afterwards to be a professional. You're not doing a dissertation like here in the purple. That's adding to your field. Your teachers right now have a degree in their subject, let's say English, and they have a credential to teach English. And there's also counseling. Your counselors right now have a credential to counseling. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because all of you have the opportunity and you have a better chance of getting your doctorate in graphic design, your doctorate in nursing, than you do winning the California Lotto, by far. So you might not think, you might say, Rick, you're talking about things, I haven't even finished my bachelor's. Yeah, but you have to have a dream and you have to have a goal. And so in certain areas, and Ms. Leverin, in certain areas, you have to have a master's in education, correct?
It helps. It absolutely helps. We have credential programs for the teaching credential. You've got your PPS credential if you want to be a school counselor. You also have your admin credential if you want to become a school principal or vice principal. But most of us that are getting our counseling credential or our admin credential also get our master's along with it. And with that extra experience brings more opportunities and more doors to be opened, and greater growth in your career.
Thank you. So pre-COVID, if you had your master's, you only had a 3% chance of being unemployed, actually. Okay, so now we're going to talk about, let me just go here and do this. I'll just leave it here. Don't leave yet. It says thank you, but don't leave, okay? Here's the thing, is that choosing your major, okay? Choosing your major, it's okay if you're not sure, it's okay to switch. So I'm going to ask you, Ms. Leverin, did you change your major in college?
I did.
What was it? Tell me your story.
Well, being 19, sometimes you don't have perspective. I was actually an architecture major.
Oh, you were?
And I loved it. And the thing is, at the time, a lot of the boys had taken a lot more drafting courses in high school than I had. So I had a big growth gap, I guess. And I did really well, but I kept measuring myself by that top part of the class and thinking I wasn't going to make it. In hindsight, with adult eyes, I should have just stuck the course and maybe perhaps developed better relationships with my professors that could have given me better perspective. But yeah, I ended up changing my major to psychology from architecture.
Oh, okay. So many students think psychology is counseling.
Not necessarily.
Right, right.
It's the study of how we react in situations, how our mind is also brain. It's this amazing place of chemical reactions, and you don't have enough dopamine, how that can impact, and you can find yourself in depression, those types of things. So the brain, the chemicals in the brain, along with the way we react to our environment around us, is what psychology is.
Yeah, we have so many people that want to go into counseling, and psychology is a platform for it because counseling is usually a credential or a master's program. But psychology, it could be something else too. It could be sociology. It could be other areas. So, did you change your major only once in your bachelor's level?
I did.
Okay.
I think the average is a little higher than that, though.
Yeah. Rich, did you change your major?
Yes, I started off as an engineer, hated physics, and then went into mathematics.
That's another thing, and both counselors, all three of us will tell you that. I say all three because Leanne left; she had another appointment. But all three of us will tell you is that be honest with yourself. Don't let other people Don't let other people say you can't or can do it. What other people say to me, I get to pick and choose, and I only choose the positive things because they don't know how you study. They don't know what your time commitment is. You might be working, etc. So every individual has to do their own plan. And so the worst thing you could do is listen to somebody else. Even when it comes to advising, do not do hallway advising. Go see your counselor for yourself. Don't let somebody say, hey, this class is required. Don't do that. You go get the information for yourself. And again, people always talking about, well, do this and do that. Only you really know what you want to do, and if you really want to do that, you're going to set yourself up for success. The key thing is, how do you set yourself up for success? The first step is your counselor, because your counselor has done it. Okay, and so if you want to go into nursing, you want to go, we're here to help you. Your counselors at your high schools are here to help you, and making sure you have the information. But you make the decision. I was a business major, and I switched my major to geography. I had no idea I was going to do this, and then I did not know I was going to study speleology. Speleology is a study of caves. I do that. I had no idea you could even do that. So don't be stubborn about it. Be goal oriented, but don't be stubborn about it. If you see something that you think you're going to like more, then certainly do it. But don't let anybody tell you can't do it. You know what's going to tell you if you can't do it? If you're not dedicated, right, Rich? If your grades aren't there, find something you're else passionate about. Yeah. So I wanted to take some time to share these words with you. I want to thank you for attending. Wait, before we leave, Ms. Levern, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I just want to remind the kids that signed up for today's event. When you signed up, it's for a four webinar series. So each Wednesday, Fresno State will be joining us again with a different perspective. And so you will receive emails with those links for the webinar. Also, if your friends want to join in for the rest of this webinar series, it's not too late. They can go either to the newsletter that they receive through their email, or they can go to the College and Career website for Visalia Unified, and our newsletter is on there, and click on that and register for the event. But definitely not too late to join in for the rest of the series.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Levern. And I
want
want
to
to
thank
thank
you, Rick, for being here today.
Sure,
I really appreciate
students.
it.
You're quite welcome. And thank you, students, for attending, and study hard and listen to your counselor. Thank you so much.